It's come to my attention that a lot of you online coaches are severely undercharging for your programs, which is just causing a lot of stress and headaches. And as someone that used to barely be able to charge $500 for their program to now charging multiple four figures, I'm here to tell you there's a far better way to get high paying customers, which you're going to learn how to in this video. Welcome to Whiteboard Walkthroughs number 4. This is the multi-part series where I break down all the fundamental information you need to know for growing your online business. All right, so let's get straight into it. We can break this down into 3 pillars: offer, authority, and messaging. You have to have full clarity on these 3 parts if you really want to onboard high ticket clients. So first things first, the biggest thing that you have to understand besides these 3 non-negotiable rules here is mindset. If you truly feel like the service that you provide others is worth $1,000, $2,000, $5,000, you have to feel that internally. Because if you get on a call to try to pitch this to someone, you sound a little shaky, you're not too confident, they're not going to see the value in this, right? So mindset is the first thing before we get into any of the technical stuff. You have to be sold on your own product or service being able to be worth the amount you really want it to be charged. And it goes without saying, guys, like you should be charging something of $2,000 or greater. If you don't have the skill set now to do that, you should be working towards being able to charge that amount. But I'm assuming you clicked on this video because you do believe you already have a program worth multiple high ticket, multiple 4 figures, and you're severely undercharging right now. I can't stress this enough. You probably can't scale as much as you want to charging $250 or $500 for your services. You want to get up there in the high 4 figures, $1,000, $2,000, $3,000. I think everybody has a $3,000 coaching program inside of them. They just need to work towards getting that. But with that being said, let's actually get into the technical stuff. Just in the back of your mind, just keep in understanding that mindset is more important than everything. So let's get into this, right? Offer. Biggest thing here with offer. So many points to highlight. You have to have an offer or transformation worth whatever you're selling, right? So transformation has to be pretty big. And the thing to understand here, guys, is like people will pay, like everything is pretty much everything besides like a direct ROI program where you say, hey, pay me $2,000 and I'll help you make $10,000 in business. Everything with the exception of that, it's all perceived value. So you might help someone lose weight, help someone build muscle. You might improve their mindset. You might help them get rid of their anxiety and confidence and become a better leader. All that is relative to the pain that they're going through and the promise that you provide. Pain and promise. Okay. So if you promise a big transformation that you can genuinely deliver on, someone's going to be willing to pay you more. But if your outcome or the transformation that you provide, or you don't even have a transformation for that matter, or the transformation you do provide isn't that grandiose, it's not that impressive, no one is going to care. And I'm supposed to be asleep right now. That's why that sleep notification's on. But no, I'm working. Okay. So don't provide a low transformation and expect a big financial payout. All right. So that's pretty big when it comes to offer. And also on top of your offer, guys, it's important to speak to the right people, which we'll spend more time under messaging. So the core 3 pillars here is offer, authority, and messaging. We'll spend a little bit more time talking about this, but like guys, if you want to make more money, you have to offer your services to the people that it actually fits to. One of the biggest things that I tell people to do, it's much easier to help someone that's already facing the issue that you're trying to help them solve, or already tried to solve that issue, opposed to someone that hasn't even started yet and they saw your videos or whatever and are interested in learning more, but they're not quite yet sold. Offer your services to people that I like to say that have their foot in the door. It's foot in the door offers that are really, really important. If you can offer your services to someone that already has their foot in the door, you'll be so much better off. Let me give you an example. Instead of helping, this is just an example, right? But instead of helping someone start a coaching business, you can help an existing coach that's already struggling, making maybe, $1,000 to $3,000 a month in their business, scale to $10K a month. Right? That person number 2 that already has that business, they probably have already tried so many different methods. They probably have built up enough frustration and skin in the game where there's already enough commitment already put in to resolving this issue, but they failed time and time again. So at that point, they're going to pretty much feel like there's no other solution but you. Opposed to someone that hasn't even really tried yet, the objection is pretty easy. Oh, I want to give this a try on my own before I look to work with anybody. Or there's not enough pain there already for that person to invest because they haven't tried anything yet. Okay, so it's so important to talk to people. This is very, very important. Talk to people with their foot in the door already with your offers. We'll spend a little bit more time on messaging, but if you can offer a product or service for people that already have their skin in the game, you're gonna be so much farther on. And the last thing when it comes to offer as well, guys, is like making sure your offer has market value and desire. Okay, your offer should be clear. I've already put together an offer training on my YouTube channel. You can go through and watch that. But if for some reason you don't have clarity on your offer, you drop the ball there. So make sure you have a clear offer. Like this is something something that people desire. And you're going to know that by the content you put out. If you're running paid ads, like your offer has to be ad friendly. Like a complete stranger should be able to, you could do the stranger test, the corner store test, as they say. Go up to a local store or go to a random stranger, tell them what you do. And if they have full clarity on what you do, then you're pretty much better off. You're good. It means you have a good offer. But if there's even a little bit of hesitancy or they're not clear on what you do or why your offer is important to people, then it's not a good enough offer. It's not clear enough. It's not concise enough. So you're going to do a corner store test, and you don't have to go out to an actual stranger, but if just go to someone that may not know what you do. It could be a family member or friend, but just go to someone who may not know what you do and then pitch them what you do and see if they actually think it's valuable. Another thing as well is make sure you have case studies. Like if you want to be able to charge more, you got to have case studies. And this actually, segues into the next one here, which is authority. So actually case studies are very important. Also, another very important thing when it comes to building authority, right? You want to charge more. People have to respect you and understand what you do. Now, authority doesn't mean you have to have a PhD or some type of qualification. You don't need to be a certified coach to coach people on how to improve their mindset necessarily, right? But authority is broken down in multiple ways. Case studies, social proof. Guys, most times being a successful coach is just helping people you once were like a year ago. Like that's really what coaching really is. 6 months to a year ago or more. If that's the person you used to be, being able to overcome the issues you went through and thrive, that is what coaching is. Okay. That's why people have the stigma, coaching, coaches. Well, reality, that's the best types of people to help you overcome your issues are the same people that have gone through the problems you've gone through. So having some type of social proof, even if you don't have case studies necessarily, having social proof is enough in most cases, but of course you want both. And another thing that builds authority, not a lot of people talk about this, is having what we call a niche mind. What in other words am I saying here is that you're not like copying what everyone else does. You kind of you blaze your own trail, right? Like you're talking about the things that you care about. You're presenting the information and value the way you like to present. And that's another thing is presenting value, which we'll get to. But you're not just a bot, for lack of a better term. You're not just copying what other people do, especially on social media these days. It's a copycat league. Everyone copies each other. If you can stand out from the rest of the crowd, you're going to build authority so much faster than the person just copying somebody else. Okay. So this goes down to your content ideas. This goes down to how you position your offer, your messaging, which we'll talk about as the third and final pillar. But just be yourself, guys. You create your own niche, right? Like be your own person and people will gravitate to you, because at the end of the day, a very important piece of information to understand, people buy into people, not products or services. All right. Let me repeat that. People buy into people, not products or services. So you might be thinking, oh my God, like, does my offer sound good? Does this blah, 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 blah. What really matters is, do people resonate with you? Do they align with you? Because if they don't, it doesn't matter what you help them with. You can have the cure to all their problems, but if it doesn't feel like they trust you, they're not going to buy. All right. And those are two things there, trust and then value, right? So trust, people have to trust you. How do you get people to trust you? Well, being transparent, right? Being very transparent. Like, let me give you guys an example, right? I basically share a lot of my strategies and value up front. Like I share a lot of what I do. I don't hold anything back. I share my income that I make it from time to time, right? Like I share what our clients are doing. We give away the secret sauce, so don't hold back on that. And being transparent doesn't necessarily mean you give away all your information for free. It just really just means is like you're not going to hide behind smoke and mirrors. You're standing on what you say. You're sharing the value that people can really benefit from. And another part of being trustworthy is being likable, right? Now, that doesn't mean likable to the masses, but it means likable to the person that you want to attract and work with. So what I recommend doing a good exercise is writing down who you like to work with. Not necessarily, oh, I want to work with stay-at-home moms who are looking to lose weight, but what type of stay-at-home mom? Are these stay-at-home moms financially stable with a happy marriage and multiple kids? Are these stay-at-home moms coming from broken homes and they've been abused and stressed out? Like figure out exactly the type of characteristics of those dream clients and figure out how you attract them. Here's a little hint and secret. You're probably going to be able to do this by thinking about who you are as a person. And that's going to be the people you're going to mesh the best with and be able to really work with at scale. And then last but not least is value, right? Under the authority tree here. You have to give value, guys. No one is going to want to work with you if you're not putting upfront value. Take a look at my Instagram page. Follow me, Coach_AlexRob. Shoot me a message if you ever have any questions or concerns. But the truth is like you can go on my Instagram page, scroll through, and you probably learn so much free information that you can actually use, tangible information. And that's important. Like the value shouldn't just be like, like tangible. That's spelled wrong, but you know what the word is. The information shouldn't just be like hoopla, like fluff. It shouldn't be just nonsense. It should actually be something tangible. People should be able to walk away with what you're teaching them, and they should value that and be able to move forward and implement that into their lives. Also, part of the value tree, something I'm realizing more is that lifestyle, right? You want to build your authority. You want people to want to work with you. You have to showcase the lifestyle that you live that they might want to live. This is the case for most people, not everybody, depending on who you want to work with and why, right? Like, for example, if you're a divorce coach or consultant, you're probably not going to be flexing your divorce necessarily, right? Like, unless it's like you help people maintain most of their assets or something like that. But in most cases, you want to showcase your lifestyle if it benefits the marketing element of your business. If it's like, oh my God, I'm making 20K a month and I'm living in Bali remotely and making a lot of money through my Amazon FBA business, you want to showcase that in your brand. You want people to see you travel, see the lifestyle you live, because at the end, all these numbers and goals and outcomes are all arbitrary. The only thing and the only real reason why we want these outcomes is to live a better lifestyle. That's it. That's what everybody wants. You want to make $50,000 a month because it doesn't, not because it looks good or not because you like to see more numbers in your bank account, but because it can lead to a better lifestyle. That goes the same thing for every offer out there. So that's the authority pie. And last but not least is messaging. I hinted at this with offer, but guys, speak to the people that are already struggling. Right. So getting crystal clear on your offer and messaging, clear your target audience. So you want to help people, the same person, overcome the same problem with the same solution. If you're crystal clear on exactly who you help and you make that clear through your messaging, the better off you're going to be. Let me give you an example of a mistake I used to make. I used to help people grow on TikTok. And when I say people, I quite literally meant people. Right? Because at the time, it wasn't clear to me, right? I was helping coaches, business owners, service-based providers. I was helping just an array of people just grow through TikTok. We tried to narrow it down to coaching for some time, but it was just very difficult to. So we realized with that offer when we were doing it, we no longer do it now, but when we were doing that offer, it was very hard to scale, even though we did 50K a month for some time with that offer. It was very hard to scale even more than that because we're attracting all these different types of people that could benefit from the offer, but wasn't our ideal audience. And when we try to get them to come through to sell them, it was never an easy sell because we're trying to create different sales scripts and sales positioning to attract these people and sell these people, when in reality, like, it's so much easier to sell the same exact person going through the same exact problem, looking for the same exact goal every single time. You would just get so much better. We had some people wanting to grow on social media to get UGC opportunities. We had other people trying to grow on social media to grow their business. We had other people trying to grow just to build their brand for their radio station. So many different ways. Yes, growth is the overall goal for most people, but in some cases it wasn't. It was also money as well. And it was in so many different avenues, right? So when we realized we want to help coaches that already have an existing offer in business with already existing clients scale to 20, 30, 50K a month or more, we realized this was so much better for us, right? And that's what we do. We help coaches, existing online coaches already making some sales in their business, get to the next level with paid ads on Instagram. Simple. And that's in all our messaging. It's very clear. It's very effective. It's in all our messaging. So everybody that lands on our page knows exactly who we want to work with. So if you're creating so many different content strategies and ideas and your audience is confused on who you help, what you do, you're never going to be able to charge high ticket because no one's going to be clear on what you even do. It's going to be a lot of hesitancy in working with you. And then also in your messaging, like, guys, I can't stress this enough, but make sure, and I've made this mistake so many times, make sure in your messaging, right, when you're going out there creating your short form content, your VSL funnels, your ads and everything, make sure you highlight the biggest pain points that people face that they truly cannot overcome on their own, right? Like, they feel like this isn't something that they can just try on their own and keep doing on their own. They need an expert. Like, highlight to them why it's important to have an expert help them overcome this. So something that is pretty important in messaging, people are more afraid of what they can lose rather than what they can gain. Let me say that again. People are more afraid of what they can lose rather than what they can gain. So in your messaging, instead of saying, hey, I'm going to help you grow, 10,000, I mean, obviously you want to help people. Your overall transformation of your program is important, but people are more resonant, or they'll listen to what they're potentially able to lose. So this is really good for your content strategy and your ads and everything like that. What we used to say to people, what really works for us in messaging is talking about how you're losing money and losing opportunities by not running paid ads, or even better by running paid ads on your own. So in a situation like what we do, where we help people run paid ads to grow their business, specifically paid ads on Instagram, the objection that we get is, oh, well, dude, I could just do this on my own. And we tell people like, look, yeah, you theoretically can do this on your own. Anyone can set up ads on your own, but you're at greater loss, or you're going to lose way more money doing this on your own and not having someone help you with your messaging, with setting up the ads, optimizing the ads. So when people hear that, they're like, oh, snap, you're right. Because what if I do go spend a couple $1,000s on ads? I don't make anything. Then I just lost all that money. And then I got to come back to you anyway, Alex, and spend the money. So it's better if I just spend it that first time with you so I don't lose that money. So you will be able to get people to pay you so much more money if you understand this concept of loss is actually greater than gain, right? Like, hey guys, if you work with me, I'm going to help you make $10, $20, $30,000 a month. Yeah, that's great in your overall transformation in your program, right? I want to be clear here. When it comes to your program offer, you want your transformation to be a massive gain or overcoming an obstacle. But in your messaging, when you're dealing with people on sales, in your content, talk about the opportunity that they're losing by not working with you. That will put people through fear and make them actually really want to invest, because it's like, holy crap, without having this strategy, without learning what you could teach me, I'm going to lose so much more than what I potentially gain if I did this on my own. So really, really important there. I'll give you an example, right? So one of my videos, I talk about like running ads is not the hard part, but getting a 6-7x ROI is important. And what most people do that fail with when it comes to running ads is they spend a few $100 on ads, they don't get any sales, and they turn them off and they just waste money. And you hear that and it's like, oh crap, well, dude, I don't want to waste money. I'd much rather have an expert teach me, right? And driving that like subconscious fear, which is a legitimate fear to have. So very important there. You'll get more people through the door and more people paying you more with that type of messaging. So that's basically it when it comes to the 3 things here. Offer authority messaging. If you guys want like more videos on like pricing and stuff like that, comment down below or shoot me a DM on Instagram. But you can comment down below on this video, let me know, or you can shoot me a message here on Instagram, and I'll break down some more stuff about pricing, when to increase your pricing, how to increase your pricing. One final note here that I'll add: when it comes to pricing, you're going to be able to charge more the more you get people results and the more support you provide. So obviously, if you're doing one-on-one coaching, you're going to be able to charge a lot more, but you're going to also be expanding a lot on your time. If you do group coaching, which is the model I teach, the 3C method, group coaching, course, and community, you can get away with also charging high ticket, but you can also get away with charging a little bit less and have more time on your hands because you're not having to carve out an hour every single week with each client. So that's also something to consider here, and that's very important. If you guys want more on that, I have some videos on my channel breaking that down, or I could make a new video explaining that. But that's just a small note to highlight. Obviously, I feel like it's pretty obvious, but I have to say this: the more you provide someone with your services, the more you're going to be able to charge. I'll end off with a little bit more mindset here. Again, this is like a 20-minute training, but I'll end off with some more mindset. Guys, do not be afraid to ask people for money. If you know your time, your service, the education that you provide is worth it, charge those prices. Because the worst thing that you can hear is like, oh, I love what you're doing, but I just can't afford it. Then you work out a payment plan of some sorts or financing. But I hear too many times, I hear coaches charging like $500 and they're like, oh my God, this is too expensive. I'm like, dude, $500 in today's economy? How do you expect to get to $10,000 a month? If you're charging $2,500, you need 4 clients a month to get there. It's so much easier to get to these financial goals if you're charging more. And don't be afraid to work with less people that are probably better clientele than work with as many people as possible and try to get lowball your offer and work with a bunch of shitty clients, right? Last point and on off here is that we find that our best clients are the clients that pay in full, and they come through, they pay the program, they're rolling, and they get the best results a lot faster because they were serious, they had the full commitment. When you're putting people on payment plans or like subscription models and all that stuff, a lot of the times they're not 100% committed because they know at any given time they can cancel their payment, they can stop working with you, they're halfway in, halfway out. But if they paid the full upfront amount, they're going to be your best clients because they're going to take it the most serious. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed. Guys, I help coaches scale their coaching business to $20,000 a month or more, leveraging paid ads on Instagram. If you ever need assistance or you want to learn more about the roadmap I've been teaching my clients, go through, watch some more of my YouTube videos, then go on my Instagram, check out my client win section, check out the highlights there on the story highlights, see all the wins we've been able to get my clients, then DM me, and then we can set up a time to book in a call. I could show you exactly how you can build the game plan you need to scale your business. All right, so hope you guys enjoyed. Subscribe if you haven't already. Like this video, helps the algorithm, and I'll see you guys in the next training. Take care.